takes for them to get what they actually want. Because it takes them such a long time to decide that once they've decided it, they're 100%, and there's no questioning them. So to keep that Mars and Taurus healthy, I really think that endurance sports are really good, like long distance running or long distance swimming, triathlons, anything that is very physically demanding and requires a lot of endurance, that's going to be really good for your Mars and Taurus. As I said, I like to study the Mars signs of the fighters, and because I think it really describes Mars very well, because your Mars is how you would fight. So if you were a fighter, what type of fighter would you be? So their Mars, like I said, it is debilitated in Taurus, right? So you would think, oh, that should be a bad thing. But it's not always the case, because with Mars and Taurus, they have a different kind of strength that isn't Mars-like. So Mars is very quick. Mars is the sprint, but Taurus is the distance. So put those things together, and I think that's really beautiful for a fighter. So you have some of the best fighters, like Muhammad Ali has a Mars and Taurus, and that Taurus ends up being his strength. He has it close to his midheaven, so it's in a very visible part of his chart. So if you have a Mars and Taurus, and you really want to keep it healthy, and you really want to keep it happy, make sure that you're doing some type of endurance sport that lets you kind of really show your strength, because you're very strong, and because you don't really call a lot of attention to yourself unless it's conjunct the midheaven like Muhammad Ali. If you are more private Mars and Taurus, I really suggest that you do some type of sport that allows you to show your strength to not only yourself but to others, to kind of have that be like, this is my thing. And because you're not a show off, you're very calm and you're cool about it, but you definitely have it in you, Mars and Taurus. So things that tick off Mars and Taurus. So first of all, disrespect. They do not like disrespect of any kind, because they're very steadfast in their values. So when people discredit their values or question the way that they think or the things that they find important, they absolutely can't stand that. They can't stand any type of disrespect, because they're very strong. Okay, so don't disrespect them. Along that same vein, they really don't like people who lack values. We also really can't stand when people question their motivations. As I said previously, it takes them a really long time to kind of decide what it is that they're going to do and what it is that they're going to pursue. So when people are questioning the things that they're doing, it's kind of like, dude, like, it took me so long to figure this out. Leave me alone. And also, you can't dissuade them anyway, because they're really stubborn. So there's really no point. All you're going to do is tick them off. So turning on Mars and Taurus is actually very easy. They're ruled by the senses. So anything that is visual, physical, smell, touch, all of those things, taste, all of those things are going to, ignite their Taurus. Mars. So sight, visual, if you really, send them a picture, or dress up really nice and show up, or just let them see you looking really good, let them see you looking like a snack. That works. I mean, it works generally with everyone, but Mars and Taurus has a particular weakness for sight. Smell. So if you're smelling really nice, make sure that you know the kinds of smells that they like, because they're very particular. There are things that they don't like to smell. So they don't like to smell very artificial things. So make sure that whatever it is that you're wearing smells kind of natural. They're more like natural beauty sort of people. They really love food, and it can kind of get them going. So if you're going to take them on a date, make sure that you're taking them to have something that's actually really good. That's really important for them. Anything that turns on their sense of touch, anything that is like physically touching them. So materials that are really soft and feel really cozy, got a really nice blanket on your bed, on their bed, just anything that is anything that is going to feel good on the skin, they're going to be into that. They also really like compliments, because as I said, they kind of are reserved and they don't really like to show off a lot. So Mars and Taurus really likes when people acknowledge their strength, because as I said, they don't really make a show of it. So if you acknowledge it in another way, they're really going to appreciate that. Another thing before I forget, I can't believe I forgot to say this, but Mars and Taurus is going to be territorial with their partner. So a thing that really ticks them off is for people to be kind of invading the space of their partner. They really don't like to share what they feel is theirs. They really like to own their person, like, really, like. So They don't like people like encroaching on their space. That's how they feel. They feel like this is my stable. Don't come into my stable. This is my stuff in here. Just stay away from it. That's really important for Mars, of course. Sorry, I forgot that. Things that they don't really like are, I know this is gonna sound funny, but stinky people. They don't like for people to be unkempt, just like looking dingy, looking dusty and ratchet. They're not like that. They like people to look clean, and you don't have to be like they don't like artificial things. So you don't have to like wear a ton of makeup or try really hard. They really like the natural look, but you still have to smell good. Like you still have to be like showered and fresh and clean. And even if you're like a little bit sweaty, if you've done something physical, like let's just say working out together, that is a very Mars Taurus thing because they like to show you their strength and they kind of like that gets them going. So if you do something physical with them and your natural smell of your own like, sweat, like your pheromones, that is like natural. But make sure it's like fresh, because like there's a difference between like fresh sweat and like dingy, stinky sweat. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, the last thing that they don't like is unvenusian people. So they're ruled by Venus and they like people who display, they really can't stand people who are rude or people who are like buffoons. Like they don't like rudeness, impoliteness, people that are loud, people that are just, think of like Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. They don't like any of that. They like people who are refined and beautiful and polite and use pretty words. And that's the kind of thing that Mars and Taurus likes. So that's the video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I put out astrology videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Oh!